Introduce a truly visionary leader, Professor T.G. Sitharam, Chairman AICTE, Minister of Education. His unwavering support and dedication have been instrumental in driving our initiatives forward. I would like to request Professor T.G. Sitharam to address the gathering. Please, sir.
Namaskar. Thank you very much. Very good afternoon to all of you. First of all, Sir Dr. Subhash Sarkarji, former Union Minister of State for Education, Professor 𝐄𝐝𝐿, President, South Asian University, SARC, Dr. Buddha Chandrasekhar, Shubhajit from EduSkills, and all the distinguished industry representatives who assembled here, and also academicians, ladies and gentlemen. It's a very happy occasion we have assembled here today on EduSkills Connect Summit, wherein Shubhajit is I keep telling him, he is a one man. He doesn't leave us at all. He keeps coming and see his emphasis is only one goal, what is making internship sort of a mandatory. So this year AICTE also announced the mandatory internship a semester long to all the students. For the graduates today, that is the engineering or management, it is very important for them to really develop themselves while they are in the college itself, to get a knowledge on skilling, and particularly what they would like to do in the future. So this is a time, the whole gamut is changing very rapidly. Technology is advancing in an unprecedented phase. Industries are also evolving. So we are moving from 4.0, industry 4.0 to 5.0. And all this, the emerging technologies, whether it is data science, artificial intelligence, or AR, VR, robotics, and all of them are taking a shape in every field, every sector, whether it is in civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics. So very important for the young people to get acquainted with the future skills. I'll define that as a future skills. So the skilling is, in the earlier days, what it was defined, I think the definition itself has been changed today. So you have heard recently in the parliament also, our Honorable Prime Minister talked about the skill development. I would like to quote, skill development is one of the highest priorities of the government, and we have to focus on improving skills to ensure that every youth of this country is employable and contributes to India's growth. So this, the quote closed. So that means, very clearly, the skilling is linked to employability. So that's where the importance comes in, that all our industries also join hand. And today, academia and industry has to work together and see that our young people get trained while the students are there in the college itself. So that's the call actually from AICTE as well, that we would like to invite you to work together. There are many initiatives we have taken to see that more and more industry academia interaction happen. And it is very, very important because, see, today we are in the world of disruptions in every technology. Particularly AI and generative AI, the way it is shaping, it's really mind-boggling. And it's also sometimes scary. See, I'll just give you a simple example or a story, So when I joined AICTE, I also, at the same time, ChatGPT came in, I come from Indian Institute of Science as a professor for the last 35 years. And then I was at the director as IIT Guwahati. But suddenly this world was different for me. When I joined, the numbers, what we were looking at, large number of students, large number of engineering colleges, close to about 3,600 engineering colleges, another 3,500 diploma institutions, and then in addition to that, management institution. And this year we have also taken this BBA, BCA offered from the any other colleges. That is another 5,500 institutions were taking approvals every year from AICTE. When these large number of students come in, how, see, the goal of AICTE itself is standard setting, wherein, we were including not only develop the curriculum, a modern curriculum which is very relevant to the industry, it is also to train the teachers so that they will be able to deliver that. In addition to that, students needs to be skilled while they were in college. So I asked the ChatGPT, what does this AICTE does? Okay. This was sometime in December 2022. So it poured out about 20-25 pages. So these are all the schemes and what all the things it does. Okay. But I was not too amused about it because I need to read 25 pages. So I just wanted to be a little bit on top of this machine as well. So I asked, write a poem about AICTE covering all the schemes. Believe me, in 20 seconds, a beautiful poem was there in front of me in ChatGPT. Then I asked it to write it in Hindi, because today we are talking about a lot about regional languages and how to be proud about speaking in our language. Believe me, in 15 to 20 seconds, a beautiful Hindi poem was there in front of me, 4 stanzas, explaining the entire activities of AICTE, including scholarships, teachers training, quality initiatives. So why I'm trying to tell you this story is, remember, even if I have hired a poet, he would have taken minimum 6 months to understand and then pen the poem. But this machine has done it in 20 seconds. So similarly, I also visited one of the students' projects, because nowadays a lot of hackathons and then industry institute partnership may students also project their projects. So one project actually caught my attention, where the student had developed a robot, playing a guitar with integrating the generative AI, so that he composes the music and asks the robot to play the music. It was a very interesting project actually. But if you look just from outside, not on the technology side, that means he has actually mimicked, in front of me itself he demonstrated 3 compositions, very unique, no plagiarism. Okay? He has not taken somebody else's music. But how did he achieve that? He achieved it in 20-30 seconds. So what it really means to all of us is, that means the skills like poet skills, musician skills, and even artist skills are today done at a speed which we can never imagine. If any one of these skills, at least I have been told when I was young, these skills actually come through your genes, or somebody in your family has to be a poet or a musician or an artist to be an artist. But this machine overrules all that. Okay? Or if even someone wants to learn a music and he has to slog for 10 to 15 years to master and really go to the composition level. Okay? But this is what the entire field is changing. So that means skilling today is very, very important. So we don't need to be scared of these machines are coming. That means we need to be on top of that. So what is worrisome is, so today we are still with the cloud computing, another thing, if quantum computing comes in, and this will happen in real time. So Dr. Buddha was showing me, real time I will translate into any language you want. Okay? That means not only just the text to text, audio, and then even text to picturization, text to videos. So all this is happening at a speed which none of us can imagine. So how do we really then skill our young people? That's the question today we are talking about. Internship is being mandatory is one such thing. But how these technologies to be embedded into your curriculum? That's where we need to think loudly actually. Because it is not just the computer science students are needed now. Why? Because watch out, in another 5 years there is no need of computer science engineers, because all this coding will be done by ChatGPT much faster than any of these kids can do. Okay? So what is important is, core engineering basics, fundamentals, mathematics, physics, along with maybe fluid mechanics, solid mechanics, such kind of courses, with on top of it with the emerging technology, whether it's data science, artificial intelligence, robotics, augmented reality, virtual reality, all they are going to be taking in every field. So we are already witnessing, the increase in admissions to core engineering colleges in many states. So this is very, very clear, very clearly visible. Even industry has recognized that they need a fundamental, because all other things can be done so quickly using these AI chatbots and AI tools. So in this world, what is very important for us is to embrace these technologies, not fear about them. So we can keep on discussing about what is the ethical standards. I think we need to change first. See, what we are trying to do normally is not going to be the world order. We have to be different now. That is the challenge. So how do we change? Change is the critical now, and that change has to come very quickly. Otherwise, we will not be relevant at all, because technologies are so advancing, so fast and so quick, and newer technologies are coming almost every year. So at that time, we need to skill and upskill. That means continuous learning and skilling, reskilling, what Professor Agarwal was mentioning, are very, very important. And so there is nothing like a degree. Competencies are important today. Along with the degrees, okay, they will get a degree, because we are making, through the national education policy, many schemes flexible, in the sense they can learn large number of courses through these skilled courses. These micro credits are also been part of the academic credits. All that we are also doing that. But that needs to happen in much quicker way. Otherwise, we will not be relevant. So embracing these technologies by everybody, and skilling, reskilling is not just for the students. For teachers and many of us, even in the administration, have to be upskill, reskill with the new techniques. New emerging technologies are here to stay. And they are not the future technologies. They are already with us. They are going to be transforming quite quickly. And so we need to also make our young people to transform themselves into the new world order. I will say new world order, and we can see that so happening. And to do that, I think, very good interaction between academia, industry is very essential. Very happy to see large number of top-notch companies, HR and other people are here today. And the message is, I think we need to do this more and more. More interactions, and more for large number of students spend a year, maybe in the final year, full year in some of the industries, work on their bench, work with the industry. So unless we are come up with that model, it's very difficult. So we have tried that model already in master's level, 1+1 model. That means 1 year they will spend in a university, 1 year with an industry. So that is creditable now. So that experiment we have already started with some of the areas, but we need to do more and more that, even in the undergraduate level. The reason is, majority of 4.3 crore students who are in higher education are in UG program. 80 to 82% of the students are in undergraduate program. Only about 10 to 12% in my MTech, another 8 to 9% is in PhD level. So that means, and also I will tell you, we are also distributors of scholarship for MTech across the country. There are no takers nowadays. I don't know why. But we need to study. We have already made a small committee to understand how to popularize this master's program. Because many HR people are sitting here, you don't like to hire a master's student. You would like to hire an undergraduate student. I know that. Many of for example, in the Indian Institute of Science, no employer is to come for placement. I know that it's a very small number, you don't like to touch that small number. But there is another problem also, that they don't like very advanced studies. They want people to work what the company expertise or skills are required. So they would like to take a young 4-year undergraduate student or a 3-year undergraduate student and then groom them to their requirement. So this is where we need to see how these internships are going to play a major role. This is very critical, and I really congratulate Shubhadev. He has got Shubhajit. He has really understood that the game where students need to be working with industry so that their employability also will increase. Because one is the networking and connectivity. When students work with a particular group of industries, and then automatically is already, exposed to that industry, and industry people also, if that fellow is smart, definitely they will take them. And another thing is, nowadays our young people are excellent and good in the future technologies. There are emerging technologies. So they are not fear of computers. They are not fear of the applications, and then all these, the newer words. They're not fear. Like earlier days when we were students, to touch a computer also it was really scary, because we started with the mini computers when we were students. So the things have changed. So that's where we see more and more collaboration between industry and academia. And I was very happy to see today we have seen a World Book of Records recognizing AICTE and EduSkills for really making an internship. And one positive thing, as you rightly said, we have now covered beyond the IT areas. Many in civil, mechanical, electrical areas are also, a lot of internships are coming in. And I could see a lot of who companies are also here. It is not just local companies. All the companies are here. Google, and we have also signed at AICTE, Microsoft, Google, Salesforce. Large number of such internship is being offered, and also faculty development programs have been offered. So that both actually get skilled and ready to face the future. The future is, so today I'll tell you, we were in 2001 gross enrollment ratio in higher education, 11% in India. In 2024, we are at 28.3% in higher education. That means 28.3 students out of 100 students goes to higher education after the class 12. But our own plan or a goal is 50%. That means in 24 years, we were able to do only 18% increase in the gross enrollment ratio. We would like to do that in 11 years. Another 22%. So that's a big challenge. That's where, that means large number of students are going to come to higher education, whether we like it or not, because there are a lot of large number of young people in India and who are aspiring to study and become better employable. And this is where I call upon the industries to also come up. And we have new schemes like industries to be part of the academia, to teach courses also, like practicing professors. There again, we deviated from UGC's guidelines, saying that if a practicing professor with 15 years experience has to come, some of these areas, what I talked about, emerging technologies, have not seen 15 years. We will not find anybody actually. So we created assistant professor of practice with 5 years of experience also can come and teach in our institutions. Associate professor of practice with 8 years of experience. And again, full practice, we kept it UGC level, which is 15 years of experience. So some of these changes we have to also make. Otherwise, we will not be again relevant, because these areas are very, very sort of an emerging areas and very, very, very much needed. They're going to impact every field. Okay, whether it is sensors, semiconductors, all of these are as the new courses. And we are also developed recently, a course on semiconductors. What is interesting is who is who in semiconductor area we invited. They were eagerly to participate in curriculum development. So we have developed a state-of-the-art curriculum. Some of the times, it doesn't happen even in IITs. We don't discuss actually. There, an expert will come and start developing his own curriculum and start doing it. But here, we make every expert from industry, experts from academia sit down, develop a curriculum which is very essential and for the industry, so that the students learn, on-job training while they were in college. That's what we are trying to attempt at AICTE with many schemes, many projects, and also on employability also we are very concerned. So we would like to see more and more our students are placed, and I think internship plays a major role. So I would like to congratulate EduSkills for their attempt in bridging, gap between the industry and AICTE. See, he is actually a sort of a link between industries and AICTE. Almost whenever he comes, he brings in a new partner. So, sir, these people have this many internships to offer. So why don't we jointly launch this? So that's a welcome step. I always welcome him to increase these numbers. As he rightly said, we need a large number because our student strength is very large. And is it too much? That's the one question everybody is asking. Engineering colleges, I've seen reports. But I'll tell you, today, India has actually delivered engineering and management education, not just for India, to the whole world. Our students are there everywhere. Any company you see, our engineering graduates, at least first degree from India, are there. So the demand is increasing because every country except India are aging society, including China. So we need these kind of engineers. I think we should produce them because our kids are quite good in maths and the basic science and STEM areas. And I think we should take this advantage to create them. And you are already seeing that. See, more than 2,000 companies, multinational companies, are setting up their shops here with Global Capability Center, GCCs have established. I was actually just last week when I was in Bangalore, I saw just behind the airport, the defense and aerospace corridor, people like Shell, Mobil, Exxon have established their units with 4,000, 5,000 engineers working there, all Indian graduates. Okay? And I don't think, Shell and Exxon has nothing to do with the city of Bangalore because it's oil companies. Okay? There is no oil there. That's the kind of a scenario is changing. That means today we can deliver all these technologies and help and the innovations can happen anywhere from anywhere. And that's where I think our engineering graduates because a lot of talent is there. Fantastic talent, particularly in rural part of India. So we need to basically give them directions and some connections like the one what Shubhajit is doing, connecting them to industries. And I think that will change the landscape of trained, ready, employable, ready students. I think that's the order of the day because industries are not ready to spend another 1 year taking them in their shop to train them. Majority of them would like them to train. That's why they're all coming to AICTE. Sir, we would like to make these skills to be part of the curriculum. So we are also quite flexible. We are engaging with them. Lot of curriculum modification is happening routinely. Almost every year we are modifying the curriculum. So that we can bring in the newer technologies. And we are bringing, yesterday we released the textile engineering, okay, one of the oldest in India, okay. But so yesterday we introduced textile engineering, we released BBA and BCA, model curriculum, one of the state-of-the-art model curriculum developed by both industry and academia. And even in BBA and BCA, we are making mandatory internships. So these are actually, today we have also seen 1 or 2 students getting that internship as well. So I think it's a right time. EduSkill is making an attempt to increase these numbers and also making world records so that many others will come in so that to play a game. So this summit, I think you will have, I hope the presentations by the industries will enrich all of you for next 2 days, that is 28th and 29th September. So I wish the entire event of these 3 days a big success, and I hope you will do a lot of networking among yourselves as well as among the academic leaders, because I see some of the pro-chancellors, vice-chancellors also here sitting, so that they can take your expertise and start implementing their institution. But the environment, what UGC and AICTE has created is quite flexible for you, which is, you might give that credit to National Education Policy 2020, but AICTE actually was 2-3 years advance. We had started doing what NEP emphasizes in many of the activities. So with these few words, I thank Shubhajit for inviting us here, inviting me in particular. Thank you very much. And thank you for patiently listening to me. Thank you very much. Namaskar. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.